Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry, my other camera seems to be overheating right now, so we've gone to like the face in front camera. But today's gonna be another like tech video, so hopefully I'll do the like overhead camera a bit for you. But it's gonna be basically trying to repair this guy. So this is the APFG Spear LT 11.5 inch. Sorry, they're cutting trees outside. This I had an issue with just in regards to the bolt, just not really, it was just kind of sticking and not working properly. So I actually ended up, if you watched the previous video I did, just having a little unboxing of a order I had from Action Airsoft. That was like a new nozzle and nozzle return spring, kind of like all in one piece. So what I'm going to try and do today in this video is to install that, fix it, make sure this thing is kind of like up and working properly. It'll be an adventure. Hopefully it's not going to be one of those ones where I'm just struggling the entire video, but it could well be one of those. So get prepared, and hopefully this won't take too long. But yeah, just get ready for it. So if I show you this here, I don't know what angle you guys like looking at it. It's probably quite good there. So basically, actually, I'm going to flip it this way. So you may want, is that better? Probably is. It's weird how this camera just like flips like this and does its own thing. I'm going to go in there. Charlie's also with me, and he's deciding that he's going to be a bit of a nightmare, I think, today. It feels like he's going to be a bit... Okay, let's go with that. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to take this guy apart. What I actually noticed as well when I was like playing around with this guy is I think this is loose here. So what I'm actually going to do quickly is just see if I can tighten that. If you see there's just a little bit of wobble there. So I don't know if that is possible for me to just tighten it, but we'll give it a go. Yeah. So I should probably thread lock that when we get back, but that's good now. That's not moving. It's just the actual joint that's moving, and when that's locked in, yeah, it's a lot more solid. Okay, that's good. Right, so that's fine. We can leave that in that position. I'm going to get my little punchies. Oh, 1 second, someone at the door. Sorry, guys. There's a guy actually outside who is right now, they're cutting the trees outside my house, so he's like doing a blower or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my little punch set. I'm going to open this guy up. Oh, get my favorite little plastic one. I like this one a lot for doing stuff like body pins, because I don't really want to scratch the paint particularly, especially when it's this beautiful SIG paint job. And then, in fact, I don't actually need to take much out. I just need to get this bolt out. So I'm going to take the bolt out of here. And see here, it's actually working a lot better. There's just a lot of movement in terms of like where it is. The spring's working. It just seems like it's not seating in completely the right way. I'm going to take this off actually as well, just because there is a screw, which is another piece that I got from Action Airsoft, which I want to try and replace. We don't need the lower. That's all fine. These screws here are just a bit of a nightmare, and I don't really know if this one I got, I think from my little, this is my little box of goodies from Action. There's one of these screws in here, like this one, and I think this might be slightly longer, because I read that apparently when they did these screws, they just didn't do them long enough, and that's the issue that I've definitely had so far, is like it seems like they just haven't, like whenever they did the build of this originally, and I don't know if they fixed this now, but whenever they did the build, it was almost like these things would just come off because they're not deep enough. But this may not be any deeper, and looking at it, I don't think it is any deeper. Yeah, so I think that one's going to be the one that's stripped more. I might need to get a couple more of these. Don't know why they've put this like tape in here. But that looks like it's basically identical. Yeah, so that is exactly the same. So I'm going to put this in here. Don't want to over tighten it. And then this guy here. See, that's just spinning in there. That's a worry. This thing's moving fine. Okay, so that's fine. So hopefully that stays in there, but that little screw there you can see has got some issues just where it started to like basically kind of de-thread. Okay, so that should be the upper. We should be pretty good on that. I'm hoping anyway that we should be pretty good on that. That hop rubber looks like it's protruding a bit, but that might be fine. Just wondering if that needs to go in there further, but seems okay. All right, so that is the upper. We don't need that anymore, so I'm going to put that off to one side. And we need to focus on the bolt. And now the bolt is something that I've never taken apart on this thing. I've done the MWS bolts, I've done all the others, but this guy here is something that I haven't done. And this is what we're going to have to do, is get this replaced with this guy. Now, looks the same. I think all we're going to have to do is basically remove the rear part of here and then try and basically screw this in. So I'm hoping that it's going to be an easy one, but I'm fully prepared that it might not be. Looks like we're going to need a Phillips. So I'm going to get a Phillips out. Okay. What I'm going to do is do this guy here. Okay, so that's moving. That's what's great about this T-wrench look. I've just like reconfigured it in that one spot to give me some torque, so it's not just like standard, not just like a standard screwdriver, but equally like giving me the length that I'm going to need to get around these recoil springs and rods. Okay, so that is the screw that was in there. I'll put this right there. Hopefully this will just like come out. Or let me just make sure. What I'm actually going to do is get this guy, and I'm going to get some thread lock to put on it. But if we push this through, I think it should. There we go. Just come out like that. Now what we have as an issue is it is actually stuck, and it looks like it's going to be this screw here, which is going to be the bit that's just holding in that piece. I'm actually going to quickly just pause, and I'm going to go and get some thread lock because I know I'm going to need that. One sec. Okay, so I've got my thread lock, so that's good. Now what I need to do is basically just remove this screw here. So get rid of the Phillips, and we'll go with, I think, this guy maybe. This might be one of the areas where this Torx isn't working. No, it works. That's good. It's a bit of an angle on there, but it'll be fine. I think once I remove this end piece like that, hopefully we can just slide this out. Yep, and that's slid out. So this thing doesn't look like it's in bad condition, which is kind of annoying for me. Obviously, I mean, the O-ring is definitely, yeah, it's like, look at that. I think that could be our issue there. That O-ring's just like moving around. It's like loose. So I'm going to get some, we've actually got some grease from here. So this literally I just put on before. So I'm just going to put this around the back piece here. Get that O-ring nice and lubricated. And I think I'll do the same with that piece. Okay, so now, hopefully, if I can put this in here. I can then see this piece at the bottom. I'll get my thread lock on here. Try not to make a mess with it. Get the thread lock on there. Then going to go back to my Phillips briefly. This guy in here. Push this forward, and then we're going to try and just thread that in. So that just picks up that thread and starts going. I'll go for a slightly fatter Phillips because I don't want to strip it. I thought the spring would be in a worse condition, which is like good and bad. See, that's like, oh, there we go. I think it's just getting used to that. You know what I actually should do quickly is I'm actually just going to clean out the inside of the chamber. Just thought that could actually be the other thing. It's actually not bad. I don't want anything in there that's causing issues. No, it actually feels fine. Okay, so let's go back in, push right to the edge, get our screw again. Screw that guy in. Is that screwing? Yeah, feels like it's holding him, but okay, there we go. I was like, it's continuing to rotate. Why is it still rotating? So there's still movement to it, so maybe I'm just like wrong in what I thought was the issue with this, but okay, now we can switch back to our other hex. This guy in here. Let's hold it in place. Oh, hold on. Let's get the thread lock in again. I actually want to be careful so I don't put the thread lock on the nozzle. So we don't really want that sticking anywhere. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Pretty easy nozzle change, to be honest. Like, I'm quite pleased with how easy that was. And now that's a lot better. That just feels really good. So I think it might have just been that O-ring just in that location that was just not feeling great. Because now that does feel a lot better. Okay, so that's done. I don't know if we've got anything else that we wanted to do. The hop-up chamber lock screws, we don't need to do those. We got one of those screws in. Nozzle return spring for the note, we don't need that. Yeah, so I think we're good. So this has been basically like the change out for this. I'm going to put you back on my usual camera and we'll see now if I can just put this back together and this works well. So that's going to be the main part of this. I need to put in the charging handle. Might be good. Sorry, you can't really see this bit, which might be annoying. What is holding us up here? Need to put this in further, maybe. There we go. Okay, so that's going in fine. That's in there nicely. Then I just need to grab the upper and the lower. Take the pin out of here. That in. Pin out of here. Oh, actually, the other thing that I want to do quickly, we'll just do a little desk on here, is I want to get one of these, which are the AccuWedges. Now, I actually cut up one of these, the one that was in here, and I put it in one of my MWS builds, just because it had a little bit of give between the upper and the lower, and this one's pretty solid. But these things I absolutely love. So this little guy just sneaks right the way in here. Well, I've got greasy hands and so that should just sit about there, which is just going to mean when I've got this in, it's just going to give that resistance and push back up, so there's no movement there between the upper and the lower. Okay, so that is now, that feels really good. I love the trigger on this thing. I absolutely love these APFG MCXs or the Spear LT. It's just a great little replica. Okay, so let me just, what are we going to do quickly? We'll do a, let me grab a VFC mag and just make sure it's cycling. What are you doing, Charlie? He's now got one of my remote controls for the TV. Okay, so this is a VFC mag. It's going to go in there like that. That's doing bolt hold. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there we go. So that's working. So that's pretty great. That is actually not getting bolt lock though on this one. Might just be because I have this slightly pushed forward on here. It's getting bolt lock on that. Okay. Oh, and actually, as I was doing that, I just lost a screw on this front handrail. So that literally just dropped off. If I can show you that. That little screw just dropped off the handrail, which is just a recoil situation. But luckily, right here, I have Charlie's just managed to turn on the TV with a remote control that he has in his mouth in the other room. And he's now looking at me like, what's happening here? That is all from you, Charlie. So that's what you've just done. Can you stop chewing that, please? Hey, Charlie, stop. Thank you. Okay, so this we need to actually make sure this is like clamped down, because that's the recoil that's doing that. And I might do the same on this one. Yeah, that came off pretty easily. Thread lock in here. Okay, so that now should be better, but that's pretty good that I just managed to get that done. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I will see you very soon in the next video. Hopefully that's been interesting. Just a not too dramatic nozzle change on the APFG Spear LT bolt or bolt carrier group, and I'm actually going to do the same but a bit more in complex. I'm actually going to do like the actual nozzle on the MPXK, which I've got an aluminium nozzle on. I need to change it, so I'm going to be doing that next. If you want to see that, subscribe, like, etc. I will see you very soon in the next video. Goodbye.